Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the app today.
Audible lets you enjoy all your audio entertainment in one app. You'll always find the best of what you love or something new to discover.
The Audible app makes it easy to listen anytime, anywhere, while traveling, working out, walking, doing chores, and that's what I've been doing. I have been listening to the book 12 Rules for Life because, listen, I am a huge self-help person, and this one has been great, and I could just listen to it on my morning walk every morning. And so now I'm walking and I'm learning.
That's a great use of it. So try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/crappens or text crappens to 500-500. That's audible.com/crappens or text crappens to 500-500.
Do you want to lose weight? What if you could lose an average of 15% of your body weight and keep it off? Because at Row, losing an average of 15% of your body weight is possible. From a starting weight of 200 pounds, you could lose as much as 30 pounds in a year. Go to row.co/lower. Complete a free online visit and connect with a U.S. licensed healthcare professional from Row. If your BMI is 30 or higher and treatment is right for you, your Row provider will prescribe medication FDA approved specifically for weight loss. Medication that, with diet and exercise, could reduce your body weight by an average of 15% over 12 months. Medication that is paired with lifestyle coaching so that weight comes off and stays off. Go to row.co/lower. Start your journey today and lose an average of 15% body weight by this time next year. That's ro.co/lower.
Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens? Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens?
Well, hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast for all that crap we love to talk about on the old brovs. That's Ronnie and Ben. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
We're in person today because we're in the gorgeous Washington, D.C.
Yes, we're here in the nation's capital. And, we are doing a live Vanderpump Rules recap tonight here in D.C. And just 2 nights ago, we did some stuff in New York City. And we were not going to do Top Chef this week because we're traveling. We're going to be tired. It's too much. We've already done about 8 other recaps this week. But
then you guys kept texting us and emailing us and being like, what the hell? You can't skip Top Chef because it's Indian food for Padma week. So guess what? We're doing it. We're in the hotel room. We're doing it. We've been drunk for 3 days.
Yes.
So.
I am drained. I'm a husk of a person. But everyone was like, Padma is so Padma this episode. You guys cannot skip it. So here we are, not skipping it.
We're not skipping it. We got our notes done, and here we are showing up to work, darling.
Yeah. Well, let's just dive into it, shall we?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I just have to congratulate Washington on their columns everywhere. Lots of columns here, guys. You sure love your column. You're like, we invented America, and we have columns everywhere. I don't need so many columns. You know what I'd like to see?
Did you mean to have columns?
I'd like to see some modern farmhouse work. How about that?
Yeah.
How about just some normal non-column-y shit? I mean, what is that over there? Like a bus station? You got to have fucking columns on it? Just calm down, Washington, D.C. Okay?
Yes. Everything here does have columns. We're looking out at a beautiful park-ish area but also columns in the park, a lot of statues, a lot of this is where America is kind of vibes,
Also, a lot of people, I think, drive into the sidewalk and kill pedestrians because there are a lot of blockers on the sidewalks for cars to crash. So let me just tell you, you pay these people all your fucking taxes, and what do? They drink it. They drink it, and they drive like fucking maniacs to the point where they have to put shit on sidewalks to stop you from crashing into pedestrians.
Maybe it's like a terrorist safeguard, too.
Fucking alcoholics in this town.
Or terrorism.
Okay.
All right. Well,
terrorism.
Yeah, people driving cars into crowds. There's government buildings around here. This is where this is where
darling.
Darling.
Terrorism is that? It's like I'm going to get one stroller.
Someone
think bigger
wants to crash into a museum. It could happen.
I guess.
Anyway, speaking of crashing, let's have a crash course on kippers and Indian food with Top Chef.
All right. So last time was Restaurant Wars, which was pretty fun. And it ended with, Nicole, please pack your new baby and get out of the kitchen. You're dumb. Nobody wants you here, okay, with your fucking maple syrup on everything, okay? Go laugh in Canada.
Unfortunately, your future baby is not famous yet, so we can't have you here any longer. Bye.
Congrats on your out-of-country, non-famous baby. Please leave.
You know what I'd like you to adopt? Take it out of here. Bye.
I'd love you to adopt an attitude that doesn't involve a maple leaf. That would be great.
Congrats, you have a leaf on your flag. How exciting.
Welcome to Top Chef. At stake for the winner, a lifetime of humiliation and loss, and the title of Top Chef World All-Stars. Better than everybody. Any other country can bow down to us because we're America and we say All-Stars in our title.
At stake for the winner, money. At stake for the loser, the knowledge that you can't make rice on national television.
Nothing but death. Okay, so everyone kind of hugs Victoire in the back, but not Tom, even though he was on the bottom too. And I notice a lot of you on the internets are pissed off at Tom. And Ben was saying that last week too, like you think he's kind of sabotaging people.
Yeah, there's like conspiracy theories, like he's very out for himself, you know, with grocery shopping and leaving things behind and yada, yada, yada. So I think he's like the closest thing that we have to a villain because Dale is such a bad villain that he can't stay on the show long enough to be a villain. So, you know, I think we're just looking for...
Is this couch made for fucking children? Look how this couch is.
This couch is kind of crazy. Do you want...
I think I just have to move over to a bigger ass part of the couch.
This hotel room sort of has like a talk show set, but the couch is not very user friendly. Are you okay? Is that comfy for you?
Oh my God, what is this? A prison? I can't move the table. Is it bolted? Hold on, guys. I'm moving a table.
It's just heavy. It's a shockingly heavy coffee table.
Let me just, you know what? Let me just not have it back for 2 weeks because I need to move the table. Goddamn columned hotel room. And of course it says luxury in the title. I should have known booking this place. When it says Washington's luxury hotel, that means it's like another version of prison.
It's like what you said the other day. It's like a town does not need to have success in its title. That's usually a bad sign.
Successful people don't say, hi, I'm a successful person.
Right. The Waldorf Astoria is not called the Waldorf Luxury Astoria.
Right.
Anyway.
So let's see.
So Victoire just avoided elimination last week. So they're hugging her, and then Amar is doing his usual self-reflecting.
I want to say something about Victoire. You know, I really love Victoire. I hope she wins this whole fucking thing. She's doing this thing today where she's like, but you know what? If I do, like, I'm one of 7 people that's still here, and if I do win, I'm going to open a school in Africa and help my people, like, by opening a school and you know what? It's okay to go on Top Chef. That's a lot of responsibility. I just want Victoire to buy a car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Buy a car and then drive past the people in your village and be like, I want a car, poor motherfucker. Just inspire them that way. Okay? I don't want you to have to, like, open a school. Enjoy your damn self, Victoire. You deserve it.
Or just have the car, but maybe don't drive it in front of the people who don't have the car, but like drive it somewhere to Whole Foods or something.
Well, here's what I'm telling the people of El Paso. You ain't getting shit, okay? So don't call me.
So Amar is like, wow, so many ups and so many downs. Like when I rode a camel in Morocco. Did you know I went to Morocco once? There was a camel there.
There's been so many tops and so many bottoms. Gabriel's like, tell me about it. I'm like, you're the only bottom. So stop. So then Amar is saying Buddha for president because Buddha just keeps winning everything, you know?
Yeah. And he actually has a mold of a small podium and a mold of an American flag.
He's got a little mold of a microphone. He's like, I'd like to thank everybody for... I'll put some xanthan gum in there. That always adds a little zest.
Ronnie, I hate to break it to you. The columns outside... It's just a gelatin that's been molded by Buddha. Those are I use my column mold to decorate DC.
So you made me look out the window. I was like, wow, there really are a lot of columns here.
So many columns.
I just went right back down that rabbit hole.
Wow, so many columns. So now it's the next morning, and so now we're watching them all wake up. And then Amar is like lying in bed, and he's like, wow, it's crazy. This season is so many different countries and like different styles of cooking, you know? And like I'm competing with all these chefs around the world, and I don't think I'm good enough. And like I'm always underestimating myself, even though I'm opening up my 3rd restaurant, blah, blah. It's kind of like the same thing from Amar every single week, right?
He's just like, I'm happy, but I'm so old. I don't know how I'm still here, but I have restaurants. But man, I'm just so happy. I have to say, I'm surprised he's still there too.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that he's successful at restaurants and stuff. I don't think he sucks. I just don't. I think what I don't trust about him is his jolliness, because I don't know many jolly chefs, and I don't trust it.
Yeah.
Like, Nicole was jolly, and I liked it. She had that just big, empty smile. But she was also, like, really bitchy, she told us, in the past. She's like, I'm usually evil, so I needed to kind of change that up. But, I don't know that I trust a jolly chef.
Yeah. I agree. It hides terrible things. And then Ali is like, he's like, I can't wait to get to the finale. Finale, you never know. So I was like, oh, he's going to go home today. Because he just said he can't wait to get to the finale.
No, because if he's going home, they would have given him a So Amar wants to go to Paris just so he can get a ham and cheese sandwich with the butter. To which I say, that's why I want to literally go anywhere. It's just to get bread and butter.
Au bon pain. Honestly, go to Au bon pain.
Yeah, seriously. I know that Paris has like a much better reputation for that shit. Literally don't care, okay? Go to Ralph's, scrunch some bread up, put it in my mouth.
Well, Amar, you better get there quickly because Gail got a head start. So good luck finding any sort of ham, cheese, butter, or bread in that city.
So then we go to the kitchen. Padma is in a polka dot dress. She's like, hello, good people. And by good, I mean poor. I'm dressed like Gail for this challenge. So bear with me.
Sarah's like, I can smell the challenge before I even see it. I mean, there's lots of smoke, fish. I mean, some people may be turned off by it, but to me it smells like art from an art form centuries years old. You're wrong. It's Gail shampoo. Sorry.
Like Sarah can smell this challenge from a block away, I can smell Sarah from a block away.
Come on in, everyone. Don't be scared. I know I'm a celebrity, but guess what? Celebrities are just like you, except more rich, more attractive, and they don't like you at all.
Now I'd like to introduce you to Gail's fragrance ingredients, smelly dead fish. Also, your guest judge, Tom Brown, because we could always use another Tom, eh? He's an owner of Cornerstone Restaurant, has a lot of tattoos, and he's also a ginger, which we're not allowed to say in this country, apparently. So what's up, Ginge?
As you can tell, there's something fishy going on here today. Yes, we did just receive a shipment of Gail's body wash.
He has a Michelin star. What do you have, Sarah? Oh, that's right. A toothpick banjo. Congratulations.
What do you have, Sarah? Oh, that's right. No memories of Paris.
Wow. He has a Michelin star. Sarah has a harmonica. We really are redistributing the wealth lately. All right. Well, during the Victorian and Edwardian eras, people said, why do we keep having eras named after people? Am I right?
Kippers were a staple breakfast item before they became Gail's hair combs. But during the 20th century, they fell out of favor, like Gail in any outfit she ever wears. They were seen as grandparents' food.
Like Gail. Jello. So Tom B is like, kipper is a fish that's split down the middle and then it's gutted and smoked to preserve. It's like, did they get this guy from the fucking Last Kingdom? What is this Viking? And will he make out with me?
Kippering is not only a way to preserve fish. There are many types of preserved fish around the world. And for today's challenge, we wanted you to make something new with these often smelly and polarizing. I mean, there's just so many Gail jokes. I can't even get to the end of the sentence.
There's so many ways to preserve fish. You could put them below Gail's boob folds, which she does. You could put them between Gail's thighs. Spoiler alert, which she also does. In this challenge, you're going to create something with these polarizing delicacies. Unfortunately, Gail's folds won't be available. Good luck!
So now they're all running around, getting their smoked and preserved and cured fish and everything. And Gabri goes for some Scottish kipper, and Amar's going for smoked cured, you said capers? Not capers. Scallops?
Capers and prawns?
Who? Whatever it was.
Who, Amar?
Amar, scallops?
I don't care. Oh, he ends up getting a smoky scallop, yeah. And he doesn't know what any of this shit is, Amar. He's not even pretending. And that's all he says the whole episode. What? What is this supposed to be? I'm going to do it, though.
And he says, you have to taste the ingredient. If it's too salty, you have to balance it. If it's too smoky, you have to balance it as well. It's like, yeah, it's called cooking, Mar.
Yeah,
You're on
that's how
Top
it works.
Chef.
And Sarah, right after we get Padma's monologue about how smoky this shit is, and don't let it be too salty. Please don't let these things be too salty. They're preserved in salt. It just cuts to Sarah pouring an entire thing of salt all over her fish.
Yeah. So Gabri's making a salad with endives to cut through the richness of the fish, and he's also making a tuile, which is like the thing that everyone does this season. Everyone's making a tuile out of something at all times.
Well, we discovered today, because he told us how easy it really is. He's like, you can make tuile out of everything. You just have to make it super crispy. That's the only thing. So I guess it's like an easy thing that you do, except everybody fucks it up except Buddha. Because we see Gabri. Spoiler alert. We see Gabri fuck it up. We saw Victoire fuck it up last week or the week before. Also, guess what? Tuile sounds fancy, but don't make it with ass. You know what I mean? He's making tuile of dehydrated prawn. Get that the fuck out of my face.
Well, that could be like those fish, those fish crackers, those fish things. Maybe it's going to be sort of like that, the fish crackers.
I don't know. It sounds like a butt shaped
into like the Indonesian shrimp. Anyway, so Buddha's like, I'm breaking some rules with Italians. The golden rule is that fish and cheese don't go together. But guess what I'm going to do? A smoked fish carbonara, but the carbonara pasta is going to be made with onions instead. I was like, what? Don't wait. I mean, I appreciate thinking outside the box, but you're going to replace pasta with just strands of onion?
And he says he doesn't have enough time to make the pasta, but pasta, I mean, to boil the water, 3 minutes? And then to boil the pasta, it would take 12 minutes. It takes 12 minutes to get an onion that soft, doesn't it?
Listen, here's my theory. He came up with this concept way before, and he just was waiting for the right quickfire to use it. So it's not that he doesn't have time to make the pasta. It's that he wants to use this quickfire thing he came up with.
Oh.
That's my theory.
Okay. It's still weird.
It is
carbonara
weird.
Pasta. Listen, don't try to substitute things for pasta or I'll never respect you. Pasta is pasta. That's it.
I mean, look, I love onions. But like,
I love onions in pasta.
Yeah, but if I bite into a pasta strand and it's an onion, it's not the same.
And you know who else can fuck off?
Zoodles.
Zoodles and swadoodles, or whatever you call the sweet swapatoodles, the sweet potato ones. You're not noodles, okay?
Yeah. I don't mind like the Korean sweet potato noodles because that was like, those are more like noodles, but I don't want zoodles.
I don't think I've had those.
Yeah, they kind of are like, like mung beans are kind of like noodly, but they're beans. It's like that. Anyway, the point is zoodles, bottom of the food chain.
Mung beans, also not noodles, sorry.
Not noodles, but they're noodly. But onions, I think that's a stretch. But either way, he's doing it. And then now Ali is talking about how he's never worked with dried fish in his life, but he's going to use Scandinavian dried scallops, and they're like stinky, and he's going to do like a terra masalata thing, which got me excited because I love terra masalata.
Isn't terra masalata the thing you said you want to like? Like you want to be a terra masalata person? No, that was capscucci, katskachi, capsacucci,
kappa.
It's like a Greek food, and every time you
moussaka?
No, it's red. It's red and tomato.
Red.
Oh god, people are hitting their steering wheels.
It's not moussaka. Moussaka's red and tomatoey.
No, I'll come up with it.
It's not khachapuri. I love khachapuri.
I thought it was terra masalata.
I'm obsessed with terra masalata.
Okay.
Well, it'll come to us at some point.
Yeah, I thought it was that. So it's a Greek dip originally made with blended fish, roe, olive oil, and lemon. So Buddha's like, Sarah, do you like your fish smoked? And she's like, what do you think? What do I do on every challenge? Something smoked. And then we get a tss. I was like, oh no. Is Sarah going to go home because of her smoked fish? Because that was an official Top Chef, you're going home.
Yeah, so Sarah's like, I'm going to do a play on smack. Okay, S-M-A-K. It's served a lot in the Florida Panhandle, smoked mackerel, albacore, and kingfish.
Fucking smack. We know Florida's fucking off his goddamn rocker. You're gonna make smack for a Top Chef. She's just like, I'm gonna kick some meth.
I'm like, listen, Sarah, I appreciate that she's making regional American classics for Top Chef, but like, let's not visit the Florida Panhandle for this. Let's not. She's like, this is a big hit in Destin, Florida, so I'm bringing it to Top Chef World All Stars.
I don't need you to glamorize the Panhandle. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm ready for that yet.
It's a big hit at the Panhandle. Why wouldn't they like it here in London?
So SMAC stands for smoked mackerel, albacore, and kingfish. So for my vision, I'm using haddock, bacala, Scottish kippers for the flack, and then I'm going to use a little tail. I was like, so it's not smack. It's hubsk. It's hubsk.
I'm going to use some ground up Disney World passes in there as seasoning.
I want to put some bologna and some tuna fish tins.
We call that Tallahassee charcuterie.
So 14 minutes. So Omar still doesn't know what he's making, but he's cooking anyway. And Victoire is talking about how in her country they don't have a fridge and they smoke the fish and salt. They know how to preserve, basically. Yeah. And so Buddha is talking about his version of carbonara. The onion will mimic the texture of the pasta, to which I say, that's complete bullshit again, and I'm not just going to be able to let this go, Buddha. Sorry,
this is bullshit, okay? 2 minutes left. So Amar's loving his balance. He has no idea if it's good. And now it's time for tasting. All right, chefs, let's eat things. So Ali is up first with his dried scallops and Scandinavian fish and his terra salata.
Hi, Ali. What's your dish and what's your fish and why is there a cat and where's its hat and why is Gail fat?
And what's that? So they don't really have a response. They just eat it. And the next is Victoire.
She's like, wow, something I've never said to Gail in a pair of heels. Very nice balance.
Then Victoire has buckling fish with squash salad. But wow, buckling fish, that's often what I call Gail after a meal.
Yeah. You know what we call Gail? Not buckling fish. Haven't seen her get one belt close since I've known her.
Gosh, have you ever seen Gail sit on a fish? Now that's a buckling fish. So Padma's like, okay, all right, so do I eat it like this? How do I do it? What do I do? And she has like a fork. It's like a bruschetta, and she has like a fork that's like dangling off her hand, like she's not even holding her fork properly. And like the bread on one side.
How am I supposed to know what to do? Is this supposed to be from the panhandle?
I mean, even the panhandle, I know which part to grab.
Mm-hmm. So at least the pan has a handle.
Victoria's like, oh, it's like a bruschetta Italian. Exacto. Yes, I do speak Italian. I understand what bruschetta is. Thank you.
This Tom, though, he's like, you poured the sauce all over it because I used a smoked trout and I made a milk with chopped potato, fish, salt, and a sweet smoked scallop. And
she goes, all of it? All of the sauce? No, the rest you use in your hair, Padma.
Yeah. The rest you just fucking chug, you ding dong. And Tom, the judge, is like, oh, it seems like you're very comfortable with this. And he's like, oh, yes, fish is very fun to work with. Oh, well, we'll let Fish HR know that you approve of their workforce, dummy. Get out of here.
Don't want to get on his boat with their fish stewards.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens come.
Hey, I'm Brooke.
And I'm Arisha.
And we're the hosts of Wondery's podcast, Even the Rich, where we bring you absolutely true and absolutely shocking stories about the most famous families and the biggest celebrities the world has ever seen.
Our newest series is all about the teen movie icon Gabrielle Union. After spending her childhood trying to assimilate and breaking into a racist industry, Gabrielle thought her success meant someone else had to fail. But when she's faced with hard choices beyond her control, she realizes that the only way to find real success is to come together and build community.
In our series, Gabrielle Union, Bigger, Badder, Better, we'll tell you how she shook off her need for perfection, found her true self, and created the life she always wanted.
Follow Even the Rich wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen ad-free on Amazon Music or the Wondery app.
From Wondery comes a new series, Flipping the Bird, Elon versus Twitter. A story about what happens when the richest man on the planet decides to acquire a powerful social media company in the name of free speech. But does he have what it takes?
It started off promising.
Or is this all just about Elon?
He's essentially mad that his tweets aren't performing as well as he would have expected them to.
It really just felt like, okay, this really is just a platform being ruled by a dictator who does things on his own whims.
And what will be left of Twitter by the time he's done?
Basically, my entire team was gone. By the end of it, infrastructure was just completely gutted. He'll tweet a thing and then everyone's like, we got to work on that now because he tweeted it.
I'm supposed to believe this man is a genius.
It just felt like everything was kind of descending into chaos.
Follow Flipping the Bird wherever you get your podcasts. Hey, Prime members, you can listen to episodes ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today.
So then Gabri's up next with his endive salad and smoked fish hollandaise and prawn tuile. And Tom's like, oh, it's not something I use a lot, right?
Whoa,
Small
that was
man.
really good. That was sexy. That was one of the sexiest guest judge readings I've ever heard. You didn't even need a did you mean to? Wow. You don't really use this a lot, do you? I'm stealing that.
Yeah, that's going to be new Padma. You might even get a hug on the gel mat later. We'll see. So Amar has smoked haddock salad with cucumber, potato, smoked scallop, and roasted potato pepper emulsion, and
honey mustard vinegar and potato chips.
Huh.
You know, the guy knows how to win people over.
Yeah.
I think he's like, you know what? I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, but there's going to be honey mustard and potato chips. How could you lose?
Sarah, it looks like your dish people don't know how to vote it into office. Is that a hanging chad on your fish?
She goes, Sarah, okay, smoked fish dip with celery seed. Sarah! 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 Did you make the hot sauce? Oh, Tom B, let's drink at the same time. Jinx.
I was drinking first. I pioneered drinking water. That's my thing. I did it, then Tom followed. Wow, glad I took that big gulp of water after I asked Sarah, did you mean to make this hot sauce? Trash sauce.
Wow, is this called attempted murder, Sarah hot sauce?
Is this from the Florida Panhandle also? Memo to self, next year, Top Chef Panhandle. Can't wait.
It tastes just like a Panhandle STD. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for coming.
Wow, did you make this while you're wrestling a gator?
Then we get a Panhandle.
It sounds like a...
So then Buddha's like, I did a play on onion carbonara with kippers because I was supposed to use pasta, but I wanted to do something different. So I used onions instead of pasta. And then I smoked something else or other on that. And she's like, hard sell. Cheese and fish.
Hard sell. Well, except maybe for Gail, who's already stuck her fist in that thing. By the way, this isn't a carbonara. This is fish with onions and a cream sauce, by the way. I said by the way twice. I was so mad.
By the way. And Tom's like, I was so impressed with the level of keeking. Impressive. But you know how this works. A couple of you were a Tom B to my Padma. Less successful. Tom?
He's like, well, unfortunately, Sarah, sorry. It was slightly too salty. Yeah, the balance was off, like Gail, when she's had too many glasses of her favorite cocktail, tequila and melted butter.
Wear wedges, Gail, am I right?
Not the salad, Gail.
All right, who else would you put into a meat grinder if they fit? And he's like, Gabri, brave trying to make a cracker, but God, it was a soft cracker, not crispy enough. Now for some good news. I'm in the highest tax bracket and have so much money I don't even care. Tom?
Now for some good news. I finally learned one of your names without using a cue card. Bada. Oh, sorry, I have to take that back. Buddha. So Tom's like, oh, I really enjoyed the comfort food, and I liked what you were doing with that onion. Yeah, I really enjoyed that dish. You swayed me. I kind of feel like I felt that way a little bit more than Tom, so I guess I kind of came up with that thought first.
Like a really pungent Gail burp. You swayed me. Who else, Tom? And he's like, well, Amar had good balance. It was nice to have something raw. And Ali, I thought your dish was delicious. Oh, I love the brightness of your dish. And I really, really understood that you really understood. Balance. That's my word for the day, everybody.
Today's word is balance. A gymnastic sport that Gail will never exceed at.
Something a scale will never achieve once Gail has stepped off of it.
Balance beams. Two things that Gail can't do. Balance and beam.
Bars. Balance bars. One thing Gail will never eat.
Rings. Another sport that Gail can't do. Unless it's followed by the word dings.
Now, wait a minute. Who won this, Amar? Amar, you've never won a quick fire?
Okay, we revoke this. Sorry, Amar, we can't have you win. You have to be miserable. The winner of this quick fire is that table over there. Sorry, Amar.
Well, Amar, we'll let you win it, but as I said before, you don't get immunity this time, but you do get an advantage. A haircut. Congratulations, I can't look at your stupid hair anymore. Please go get it cut. Thanks.
Amar, how does it feel to win your first quick fire but not get immunity out of it? Kind of sad, right? Do you want to cry? Would you like to cry? This is a big crying episode.
I'm really excited about what's going to happen now. We're going to make you all compete in a fight for the death because poor people are overpopulating the rest of us and the rich people get all of the resources.
And then afterwards, we're going to shoot Gail out of a cannon. Can she clear Big Ben? Will she hit the London Eye? Who knows? I'm so excited.
Oh, God. Okay, hold on. I have to readjust again.
Yeah. Sorry if there's
Back is starting
microphone
to hurt.
noise. If there's sometimes the cables jangle and apologize, everyone.
This couch is like wearing...
Do you want to swap
It's
seats?
wearing Lulus. It's like it's wearing Lulu leggings.
It's a fake luxury couch. That's hilarious.
It's just all foam and popsicle sticks. Okay.
Do you want... I can switch with you if you want.
No, it's okay. I'm just explaining to people while they're hearing like...
It's just Gail rummaging for some M&Ms.
Yeah. Gail hasn't eaten a snack today. She's like, just stomach, everybody. So, the elimination challenge. Dong, 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 dong. With only 7 left, I'm a little hungry. I would like to take you guys on a little field trip. Hop into your BMW X3s and meet me at Fora Indica. Come on, join me. You won't need your knife kits. You will need blindfolds, though, because I don't want anyone following me, even though you already know where I'm going.
Even though we're going to walk out of the kitchen at the same time, you all have to stop walking so I can get there before you. Because while you're driving your BMW X3s, I'm driving my BMW X4s, which is like 1 number higher. So enjoy driving a pile of Talenti ice cream here.
Amar's like, so we just need our mouths to eat, or your hands. Gail might be there. You don't want her to feel left out.
So now they get into their BMW X3547 Saratoga Spring water cars.
And Ali's like, hey, BMW, take us to Flora Indica. And it's like, okay. And he goes, now that is cool. It's like, wait until you ask Siri to tell you the
wait
time.
till you find out about Siri.
You're going to fall right the fuck over.
Sabuda's like, I think we're going to an Indian restaurant. Really? Is it because you're going to a restaurant called Flora Indica?
Yeah. Gabriel's like, Indica. Sounds Indian. Buddha's like, well, if we're eating with Padma, all signs are India. And he's all sad about it because he sucked on the last India challenge.
Yeah.
And so Amar's like, well, we're in London and we're with Padma. We knew we were going to have to do this. So they get there and Padma's like, hi. And Amar goes, hello, hello. Oh, sorry, the double hello is trademarked. So I hope you're ready to pay out the ass for that one because Getty trademarked hello, hellos is coming after you.
Unfortunately, the second hello is reserved for my dear friend Ali Wong, so you're going to have to pay $3,000 for that. Hi, chefs. It's so nice to see you have your chef coats, and wow, I really didn't realize how slimming those chef coats were. Oh, geez.
Wow, what did we stop making corset chef coats? Good on us. What are you doing to yourselves now?
I just hope none of you fall into the River Thames. We wouldn't want to flood the city.
I should have had you travel to Flora Indica and you're in a troupe of jazzies for crying out loud, chefs.
We're going to need a panhandle just to get you guys out of that BMW.
More like crockpot handle, am I right, big boys? All right. So I hope you brought your appetite because I brought my special celebrity shaded glasses to wear indoors because I'm a celebrity who's celebrated. That's where the word celebrity comes from.
Please, vases, no pictures. Napkins, I'm sorry, I can't be seen. I've got my sunglasses on right now.
Now, you spent so much time and heart cooking for me badly that I've brought you to a meal I'd like to try and treat you to. Don't worry, I'm not paying. I haven't paid since 1992. Obviously, it's an Indian meal because we're at a what kind of restaurant? Gabri's like, Mexican? No, stupid.
Stupid. It's an Indian restaurant. Are you ready to eat? Here comes a lady. So this woman named Asma Khan enters, and Victoire is very excited. And Asma's like, I'm so excited to be here. This is really a big day for me because my restaurant closed this summer and I'm doing a pop-up. And this allows me to cook and also promote my pop-up, which is called Pop-Up by Asma, by the way. Welcome.
Which, by the way, they're never going to say the name of in this episode. So.
I have a pop-up somewhere. Where it is, I can't actually say. It's really for celebrities. Sorry, poors, you can't go to Asma's pop-up.
So they get huge plates, and it's their tallies. This is what they're getting, basically, right? So Victoire knows Asma, and she's like immediately crying. She's like, this woman's a hero, and she's making, great chefs. She's teaching her people, Indian women, how to be great chefs, which is also what Victoire wants to do. So she's super excited. And she met her in Italy.
On National Carbonara Day.
Isn't that funny?
I would like us as a country to celebrate that holiday.
Why don't we have that?
Why don't we have that?
I feel like we should have more food holidays.
How about, instead of Talk Like a Pirate Day, we have National Carbonara Day? Because
I'm willing to give up some Pride. I mean, look, Pride, we used to get a week it was Gay Pride Week.
Yeah.
And then we got Gay Pride Month.
Yeah.
I feel like it's about to extend into Gay Pride season. There's going to be a whole season because the gays, we just keep asking for more. We're gays. That's what we do. We want more and more. I'm willing to give up even a week for carbonara. Take one of the gay weeks and just...
No, I say July 1st. So that way, after a month of not eating and barely drinking any fluids to have chiseled bodies, the gays can be like, oh God, it's over. Give me some carbonara.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah.
So they met on National Carbonara Day, which I'm like, that's why I'm not married. I haven't been to National Carbonara Day, I haven't been to just Happy Bread Day, that's where my soulmate is.
Wow, well, Sarah met on National Banjo Day. So anyway, we don't eat in the Western tradition of first course, second course, Gale course. We like it once, all at once, sort of like Gale with all 3 meals of the day.
Like Gail in an airport convenience store. Slow down, Gail. There's enough Mike and Ike's for everyone, okay?
It's like whenever Gail punches her way through that Starbucks display of all the pastries, she just likes it all at once.
Now, it's very important for Tally to have a last name that's Newton, so people get this dish compared with Tandy Newton, who's a wonderful actress and happens to be a great friend. Now, Athali has all 6 flavor profiles, which are... Gail, and Gail.
And Nilu.
Salty, sweet, bitter, sour, pungent, and hot.
So Asma says, yes, unlike in Western food where things are complementary, everything is on Italy is contradictory, and it's like an orchestra with each instrument playing a different piece but coming together to make a full experience. So Sarah's like, she's like, wow, this is amazing. It feels like an experience for all the senses. Well, to be fair, you think rolling around in a seam and stand quilt is like a experience for all the senses. So I wouldn't take this with too much of a. I'm sorry, everyone. I had her panhandle food earlier. I don't know what I'm saying.
It's so funny how they all just look at it and they're like, oh my God, how can I make this Mexican food? They all look at it and they're like, how can I make this my style? Which I guess you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
but Sarah, it's like they get this whole plate of beautiful food and Sarah goes, oh my God, pickled onions. Yep, that's very Southern. That's one tiny thing off this whole.
She's like, do you think I can source any raccoon here in London? I know
people eat pigeons here, yes or no?
Would it be weird if I made raccoon masala?
So does anybody make little tiny soups made out of tooth broth? Because my papa's lost a few this season and I'm ready to use them.
You guys are down with otter vindaloo, right?
Otter. That great Kentucky otter. So she's like, even though Padma did bring us to nice lunch. This is nice. Hey, Padma, what's the ass one? What'd you say again? This ass? And they're like, asafoetida, dummy.
She screams it, asafoetida. So then they're talking about how every tally needs to have rice. And then Padma looks over at Victoire, because Victoire's only had some of her food. And she's like, Victoire, what did you think of the food? You didn't eat a lot of it. What's wrong with you?
And she's like, I can't eat very much because for me, it's too spicy. Oh, God. She almost died from a walnut asthma. Can you imagine?
I mean, for crying out loud, here I am eating panhandle food and some sort of weed that Sarah found in her backyard, and you can't have a bite of the korma?
So then Padma's like, well, I want to know how you got into cooking, Asma. And she talks about how her mother had a catering business and she watched her mother. Now, listen, I have to hand it to Asma because she has a great way of romanticizing her story. This is how she says it. My mother had a catering business and I watched her cook, but I never actually cooked. But after I got married and realized my husband was such a terrible cook, I started cooking. They're playing this violin music, but she's like, I got married to a loser who couldn't cook for me. And you can believe this shit? I had to actually cook.
And she's like, I feel the presence of my mother every time I cook. With the oils, she's like, I cooked the root of myself as an immigrant. And every time you feel down, it's the food that heals you. That's why I cooked. So Sarah starts to cry.
She's like, when the heat hit the oil, I feel the presence of my mother. And she's saying, Asma, marry a man that can cook, you fucking idiot.
Asma, what's up with this schmuck?
And I say, mother, because you have not told me this earlier.
Her mom is played by Olympia Dukakis. People don't know that.
Her mother's like, Asma, seriously, get a man who understands pungent. You know what I'm saying?
For crying out loud. You can't have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches the rest of your life. So Sarah starts to cry. So Padma turns and goes, are you okay? Oh, you're remembering those humid, musty nights on the panhandle, scraping animals off the highway and turning them into stew?
And Sarah's like, it's just talking about the family. It makes me think of my kids. I couldn't find him a babysitter, so I just left him on a raft in the pond in front of my house. I'm just hoping that they're okay.
I know, poor person. I know. I'm sorry.
Look, I'm sad too. Look at my face. Hey, anybody, am I crying yet? Hey, what? What's this? Sarah.
Look. I'm crying because I'm thinking about how I'm missing the world premiere of my dear friend Lena Waithe's new movie. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, they arranged a private jet for me. Sorry, I'm not crying anymore.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me try one more time. Are there two? Okay, I'm done with that. Let's move on. Please don't mention your children again or you're going home.
Sarah, I hope you enjoyed 10 seconds of a celebrity emoting for you. But by the way, it's called a tally, not a teary, so get it together.
Literally died at Padma's sad face. It reminded me of Absolutely Fabulous when the mom has no feelings and she's so mean to the daughter. And her mom dies. And so the granddaughter is crying and she's like, what's it? What's wrong with you? You're leaking, darling. It's squirting out of you. What's that? Look, mommy's crying too. And she just starts moving her fingers down her face. She's like, that's not crying. Fucking crazy person.
So Padma's like, when I was a little girl, one of my first taste memories is the smell and the sound of curry leaves and mustard leaves frying in oil in the kitchen of Steven Spielberg. God, I just was around famous people at such a young age.
And someone, I don't know who, is like, cooking is more than food. Cooking is healing. It's Tom, I guess. He's like, it's more than food. It's about healing people. I was like, okay, calm down.
We don't need the pitch.
Down, hurtful Chipino.
Yeah, we don't need the hard sell on food. We're down with food.
We understand
the qualities of food. We're watching a food show.
I love when fucking cooks say shit like that. They're like, you know why I cook? To change the world. How about you just fucking make lunch?
Yeah.
Okay? Because
listen,
that's what I need right now.
I get it. Like, food brings us together. Food can be healing. Food can be warming. It can give us memories. It can taste great. But you know what? Like, you're on season 20. We've been here all along. I'm not like, oh shit, I was just watching this to see how the crust would turn out. But now I'm thinking about food in a different way. Like, you get it.
Padma's like, yeah, well, let's make a cheers to happiness, family, kindness, and fur bikinis. Did you see that episode, Asma? It made me a star.
Asma has made you a beautiful tally, and now we want you to do the same. For your elimination challenge, you have to create your own tally and stack it on Gail's head.
You have to keep a tally without giving into the natural urge to tally the calories going down Gail's throat.
Your tally has to be delicious enough to eat, but also cohesive enough so that you could throw it like a frisbee and Gail can catch it in her mouth.
Keep it traditional, do your own spin on it. But here's what we want. 6 flavor profiles. Sweet, salty, bitter, sour, heat, and pungent.
Now I have a question. Does anyone need another debrief about food and what we like about it? Anyone? No?
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial. Tomorrow you'll have 2.5 hours. So Amar, since you won the quick fire, you get an additional 30 minutes. Okay, you guys, can we give them some time to make a 6 fucking ingredient?
I know.
You're making this sound like this is the most intricate, beautiful food, and why are you being so cheap with your time? Give them 4 hours. Come on.
Yeah. Well, we were supposed to have you in a different location, the Royal British Sewers, but unfortunately, my dear friend Queen Elizabeth has passed.
So Kate Middleton's pool party was cancelled, unfortunately. That's why I mentioned the fur bikini, because I'm not going to get to wear it.
Unfortunately, my plans with Daniel Day-Lewis have been scuttled, so we're just going to have to eat something in the back room.
So save me a piece of that left foot, sexy.
You know, it was because of Gail that he came up with that line, I drink your milkshake.
He was watching Gail eat after a long binge at McDonald's, watching her limp out of there, that he says, wow, I'm going to make something about just the left foot. Because look how pronounced hers is after all those calories.
God, Daniel Day and I, we just laughed for hours when I told him that Gail thought his movie was called In the Name of the Donut.
There will be pizza.
I'll tell you one movie that won't be made around Gail. The Last of the Pizzas.
So, as most like the entire city is shut down because of the Queen. And then we get this real weird, like, look, the Queen's dead. But it's just like, look, here's an empty street. Here are flags hanging. Here's some sadness and little girls walking up with flowers to memorials. And then it's like, like they're back in the kitchen.
It was like a respectful moment of silence for England, and then it was like back to cooking. So Amar's in there first, and he's like, wow, and he's just like tasting things, and he's just like trying things, and he's talking about he's gonna make a raita with green mango,
but he's never done it. This is the challenge, another challenge to row. He's like, never done this, have no idea what I'm doing, I'm just gonna taste. So he just walks around to everything, tasting everything he sees. Like, what the fuck is this? I don't know, but I'm gonna eat it.
And then now everyone else comes in. And Sarah's talking about she's going to make some dirty rice and some chili chicken. And Sarah tells us, you know what? Asma says food crosses borders. Wow, same thing can't be said for you, Sarah.
No kidding. Wow. Even food has gone to more places than Sarah. That's crazy.
Unless, of course, you're talking about the haunted Borders bookstore in your hometown.
So I'm going to go Southern. I was like, what? What does that mean? Food crosses borders, so you're going to go Southern. It's not crossing anything.
Well, no, the Indian food is crossing over to the Panhandle.
Oh. I guess she's taking it back. She's like, wow, I got to travel, so I'm going to let those pickled onions travel, too. So Buddha's like, the last time I cooked Indian for Padma didn't go well, so I'm feeling nervous. I've brought my mold of Ali Wong. It's time to bring out the big guns.
I'm going to be making a mango lassi pudding, which is why I have a mold of Lassie the dog.
I'm going to bring it out and say, what's that, girl? What's that, girl? Down a well, then.
The Queen's still alive.
I'm going to say, if I sense they don't like it, I'm going to say, gotta go, Timmy's down a well. Everybody run.
Someone save Princess Anne. So, so he's going to make a chicken karai, and he's like, it's almost like baking a cake. If you don't get that spice level correct, you have to start all over again. Wow.
I'm looking through all these notes. It's a lot of food. This is where they're cooking a lot of things I don't understand.
Cooking a lot
so
of
I'm just
stuff.
trying to skip it. So then Padma and Asma come in to check in on their progress. And she's like, hello. Told you, Mar, stupid, trying to steal it.
Yeah.
It smells good in here. Wow. Hi, Victoire. And Victoire's like, oh my God, I'm so stressed. She goes, don't be stressed. You'll only be turned into glue if you lose. And remember, if we don't like what you make, no one will ever give you another chance in this injury again. Right, Asma? You want to stand under jail mat? Sorry, you can't.
Listen, don't be stressed. Don't be afraid of flavor. Even if you don't like heat, all of us do. So just remember you're cooking for us, celebrities, and you're a poor non-celebrity. So hashtag spice for the famous people.
And Victoire starts crying, and she's like, I'm so happy to cook for you because the women cooking in my country, they go through abuse and violence. And then I found my way into this job, and it's so important for me to be here. And Asma hugs her, and she's like, I will not ever even think of eliminating you, you sweet, sweet girl.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. Just make it spicy, bitch.
So then Gabri is grinding spices, and he's like, when you do things with hands, it's more love. And she's like, I agree. Salmon proposed after a handy on a train. Good luck.
Which is funny because actually a side of salmon once proposed to Gail. I don't even know how that happened.
Well, she did it with her hands too.
Have you ever seen a woman jerk off smoked salmon? It's quite an experience.
Salmon gave that handy right away. So then
talk about a panhandle.
She's like, whoa, Tom, that's a lot of spices for someone as white as you. And he's like, I'm going to make some carrot pudding. And she's like, it's called hallway dummy. Hallway dummy. Okay, hallway. Not hallway, because he says hallway. She's like, hallway, stupid.
Hallway. He's like, well, she's like, have you ever made a thali before, white person? And he's like, well, no, we do have something similar on board. I mean, I wouldn't call it a thali, but we use the plate. Wow, thanks for appropriating our plates for your whatever cruise ship food you use.
We don't do Dolly, but we do have a show on board that's like, hello, Dolly. Like, that's not the same thing, you idiot. What are you going to do? Eat Bette Midler?
We don't do Talia, but we really enjoy the woman in Godfather. That's Talia Shire, totally different.
Well, I'm a big fan of Sigourney Weaver. No, she's just Charlie.
No, I do love surrealism, though. That's Dolly.
It's the movie where the little robot helps all the fat people, right? That's Wall-E. Oh, my God. I'm done with you, Tom.
So he works with like a lot of Indian chefs on his cruise ship. So he's saying, like, you know, when I first started on cruise ship, I hate it. But I learned by traveling around the world a lot that you like can learn food. And like you go to Antarctica and you only buy local ingredients. That's why for one whole week, all our guests were only served ice. And I would love to have the first Michelin star based off of an ice restaurant on a boat.
Hi, Sarah. She says hi to Sarah in the weirdest way.
I almost just choked on my saliva when Ronnie did that. Hi, Sarah.
She just made the weirdest. She walks up to her with the. I think she's trying to make Asma think she's friendlier than she is.
Yes.
But she walks up and she's just like, hi, Sarah.
Asafatita.
Wow, Sarah. What are you making, Sarah? And she's like, tamarind dal, reminiscent of barbecue. She has barbecue.
It does that rickety percussion where it's like not even a tss or a boom. It's like that.
Yeah, like the snake rattling thing.
She's barbecue, and then she brushes her hair back to be like, "Wow, this is terrible. It's so bad. I have to show her my full face to see how disappointed I am."
Yeah. Do you mean it's reminiscent in flavor or... And she's like, well, I'm using stuff you'd find on my table, but with Indian ingredients. So I'm going to do what I call thunder and lightning, except this way it's going to be pickled cucumber and onion. And Padma's like, gross. Sounds gross, Sarah. And Oscar's like, no, this is the point. We want you to take the shape of the spices and do what you do. Yeah, but do it like I would do it, like the best Indian food in the world, right? Right, Asma? No. Do it how you do it, like I would do it. Have you tried my minute rice? It's amazing.
Wait a second, Sarah, let me see if I get this straight. You're going to make Indian food, but you're going to make Indian food in the style of things that we'd find on your table. Unfortunately, there's not really an Indian Velveeta. You may need to rethink that.
So we're getting Indian weeds with Wonder Bread toasted, is what you're telling us.
How does one make Cool Whip out of Indian ingredients?
Can't wait to see what you do with tang powder, Sarah. We're so fucking mean to Sarah. And she's like one of our favorite people. I don't know why.
She's like one of my favorites, and also her food always looks so good. Well, no, we're not mean to Sarah. Our fake version of Padma is
mean to her. But I even watch her Instagrams now because we started following her, and she's like, "We're doing a thing. We're doing a thing in Paducah. It's going to be me and Amar or Ali, one of them." She's like, "We're going to be doing a special night here, May 31st in Paducah," and I'm like, "I want a covered blanket from Paducah, and I want to go to Sarah's.
I want to go to that thing.
I don't know. See if we can make it happen.
How does anyone get to Paducah? I don't even know where it is.
I don't know, but maybe I figure
fly
if we
to
can,
Louisville or something.
Listen, if we can go to Foxwoods Casino, we can go to Paducah. But this is how we're going to Foxwoods, okay? You fly here, then you take a train here, then you take a bus. I was like, where is this place? And they're like, they have a thing on their website that's like, here's how to get to beautiful Foxwoods Casino. And they're like, an hour here, up a mountain, down a ladder, around a chute, up a volcano, through the wind. It's like, wow.
And that should in no way dissuade anyone from buying a ticket and seeing our show.
No, I've actually been to Foxwoods. It's a super nice place. I was just cracking up. I was like, wow, I'm not used to that effort.
I know. We have to it's like planes, trains, and automobiles.
It's going to be so fun. Okay, so anyway.
Something's burning.
Don't come to Crappens Live. What a stupid decision that would be making for you to make. Okay, so Buddha's like, well, what a way to learn how to do Indian food, am I right? Ha ha. Wow, it's good to hear, Buddha. Since last time you fucked up Indian food, you've made no effort to learn it.
Wow, Buddha, I'm so glad you had the foresight to come to London, which has a famous Indian food presence. Oh, sorry, I had panhandle in my head again. And you didn't prepare for it. That's what I'm trying to say. Ha.
Oh, the panhandle. You know, we've always called Gail Hamhandle. It's fun. Never really realized how similar that was. So anyway, I'm leaving. Bye. Come on, Asma, semi-famous person. You can stand on the sidewalk and watch my car drive away.
So anyway, Gabri burns his black beans in the pressure cooker. And this show is so mean that they make them use like manual pressure cookers instead of electric ones, and they're not allowed to use rice cookers too. So. I feel like anytime they use the pressure cookers on Top Chef, they always fuck up. Pressure cookers and sous vide, you know? So then it's burned. So he decides he's going to do lentils instead.
And Victoire is saying that yesterday she tasted a salad and it wasn't seasoned. And so she's going to do that. She's just going to use lemon. But their whole thing was be sure to use enough spice, Victoire. So.
Yeah, it's like just like... Sometimes, things that are seasoned, you can't tell that they're seasoned because they're so perfectly seasoned. It just tastes like the ingredients.
Yeah.
But good seasoning makes ingredients taste more like the ingredients.
Yeah. Well, she didn't taste any, so we'll see. But she's going to infuse the broth with saffron and a lot of rice. So then Amar's doing sweetbreads, and he learned it from a famous chef that passed away from COVID. So he's going to steal his dish. He's like, well, he passed. What's he going to do, sue me? You know, I already got sued for hello today. So,
and that chef, by the way, won Top Chef Masters 3. So then,
crazy.
And then, so now the judges are sitting at their table. And there's all these decorations up. And Padma's like, we did a little decorating. And by we, I meant I screamed at someone so that way they could scream at a PA and said, put up some decorations, famous people coming through.
Well, they couldn't film, so they had to use the stew room. So Padma's like, wow, this is very different for us. We've never had dinner in any stew room. And Gail's like, yeah, and most stew rooms don't even look this good. Oh, you also look good today, Gail. Like an STD on a Smurf. Wherever did you get the confidence to wear that dress?
Does anyone feel like we're sort of in a inventory room at a Ross Dress for Less? What an interesting room, this stew room.
So Amar is like, is this Indian food? No, but every component tastes amazing. So if I go home today, I had a good dish. And he's literally been laughing this whole time. Like he's having the best time running around the kitchen, which again, positivity. Don't trust it in a chef. I just don't.
No. So he serves first, and he's like, wow, not intimidating at all. Why are you intimidating? Tated. Why are you intimidated? Oh, is it because there's a table of, well, one celebrity and other people who sort of look like celebrities but are secretly just poor people too? That is pretty intimidating.
You had an extra half hour. Why are you intimidated, dum-dum? I love that Padma makes it sound like 30 minutes making a huge, like, 6-course thali dish is generous.
Hey, where's the 3-tier cake? We gave you an extra 30 minutes.
Oh, guess what? I took screenshots because I wasn't about to write down 6 fucking dishes for 7 chefs.
Don't worry. While you pull up your screenshots, I actually did do that because we were on a train for 4 hours and I had nothing else to do than to write things like lentils with fenugreek, stone fruit with chutney, shrimp and something curry.
Crab curry. And then for sour, we had green mango raita. Salty, we had basmati rice with nigella seeds. Oh, yes, sexy seeds. It's midnight, and I'm in my kitchen, and I'm cooking. I'm cooking sexy seeds. All right, Nigella, get your fucking clothes on and make a meatloaf already, okay?
Unfortunately, even though we are in London, we can't have Nigella Lawson here because she's just too famous and sexy to compete with me.
We're currently on Instagram, both doing food in our negligees. So she's a no-go for Top Chef.
We had a tense moment in Top Chef Las Vegas where we sat in bathrobes and people waited on us in our hotel rooms. And ever since then, I don't know, I'm not comfortable with her being here.
I mean, I was just trying to have breakfast and it turned into a headlight competition. Fuck off, Nigella.
So I booby-trapped her refrigerator and she opened it at midnight and a pie slammed into her face. She's never forgiven me.
Then Gail ran in and ate it right off of her face. I was like, take that, Nigella.
Well, Gail got Nigella Lawson confused with Nigella Seeds, and she tried to put her on top of her salad. Nigella said, no way, Jose, never going back to that show.
And then for bitter, we're doing, Amar's doing tandoori with sweetbreads.
Wow. So the judges are all eating and it's like very quiet. Like, did this work out for Amar? Did it not? And then Padma goes, the crab curry is fantastic. Wow, this is like, it was like you knew you were serving a celebrity and then you did serve a celebrity and it was celebrity worthy.
You know what they loved? Actually, it was the cracker. You know what was great about this? The cracker.
And they're all like, wow, we would never know that he'd never cooked Indian before.
And Tom's like, whoa, the chutney. Huh, that's perfect. Every bite changes, you know? I mean, one bite wanted to be a chef and became a master chef. I thought it was just going to be a chef, and another bite wanted to be a cook, and it became the best line cook in town. Everybody wanted to work with it. And then one wanted to be a master chef, and then it just dropped out, had no dreams, and ended up buying a shaker for $5 at Ross Dress for Less and calling himself a mixologist. So, all right.
And then one guy's like, the raita is pretty banging as well. Yeah, the raita is great. I think I said it a little bit before you said it.
Banging.
Yeah, it was banging. I think I said that before you said it.
I trademarked that.
Yeah, I trademarked. Unfortunately, you'll have to come up with your own version of the commentary.
Sorry, nameless old man, but I can't use that again.
Anyway, as I was saying, this raita is so banging.
And one guy's like, oh, well, you know, on this, on every thali, you have hero dishes and you have Gail dishes. Am I right?
We call those the Gail and Neelus.
Just show a bad dress on it and send it out there. They're only wiping their mouths on it anyway.
Oh, So now Ali is talking about how he learned his mango chutney recipe from a chef, and he thinks it's going to win him this challenge. Not that he's immodest or anything. And
Yeah, he's like, I know this is damn good because the Indian employees at my job taught me this until I got it right. He's like, I'm winning this shit.
Right.
You know?
And Buddha this time is like, last time I cooked for Padma, Indian food, she didn't like it. So I'm going to play it early so I don't miss anything.
So Ali serves first, and she's like, "Hi, Ali, Tali by Ali, Tali by Ali." That's so hilarious.
Yeah, he's like, I prepared Tali by Ali. And she's like, wow, that's, well, I wouldn't say you'll get a Netflix cable special or even a limited series by A24 like my dear friend Ali Wong, but, you know, it's probably good for Quibi.
Speaking of the famous person, Ali Wong, let's see what we're going to eat from the non-famous poor person, Ali. I don't even know his last name, and I don't care. So for salty, he did saffron rice. Then for pungent, he did yellow lentil dal, which I make myself. I'll make a lovely red lentil dal.
Wow.
Thank you very much. I'll wait for you all to bow for me. Thank you.
Congratulations, just you and another billion people in India. Wow, you're really on top of that.
It's more impressive when like a half-white person does it, okay? So then for bitter, eggplant curry, heat/pungent, beef tandoori. That's cheating.
Heat and pungent.
That's cheating. That's one
Wow.
dish.
That's what I like to call Gail's bathroom after one of these tallies.
Heat/pungent. That was Gail on the altar, basically.
That's Gail and Nilu's a cappella singing group.
So then for sweet, he did a raita. Do you pronounce it raita or raita?
Raita.
Raita. Neither one. All right, thanks. So she's like, thank you so much, Ali. And Asma's like, oh, this is so good. And Padma's like, this takes me back to the school canteen. I just remember going into kindergarten and getting a martini and listening to a couple of show tunes, waiting for the servicemen to come back in.
Oh, God, I love that school canteen. Just me and a young Angela Merkel sitting on a sofa, enjoying juice boxes filled with champagne.
So I'm guessing a school canteen for them is like your school lunch, right? Your cafeteria.
Yes.
So then Asma's like, this is the most Indian chutney I've had. And Tom's like, well, and the rice is, that's the best rice we've had. That's flavorful rice. That is some rice. Whoa.
That is flavorful. That is flavorful rice. And by the way, I'm glad that no one here has used curry as a condiment. So they love the rice. So now Buddha, he's like, well, I don't normally cook with basmati rice, but I use more water than usual, and then the rice mushed together. And this is the first time I've messed up with rice since I was 20 years old. So what I've done is taken lots of onions, ground it up, and put it in molds of rice to emulate rice experience.
You should, or cauliflowered some rice or something, because he's going to get in some trouble for that. You cannot serve the guests that.
Nope.
Food processor some rice and toss it with whatever fucking sauce you have, man. Make an effort.
Yeah.
So, but of course, easier said than done. He's got like 9 million things going on. So he serves.
Like 30 seconds left.
For sour, he does chana dal with tamarind, and then salty/pungent, cheater, shrimp kawanda. Then bitter, he does snow peas with meth.
Methy. I decided to change things up and add some methamphetamines to the snow peas. I don't know why Padma doesn't like my Indian food. She certainly talks a lot afterwards.
Padma's literally foaming at the mouth, humping one of the guest judges' arms.
Every time I serve my Indian food, Padma goes and takes apart a boombox.
I believe Padma just stole the TV off the wall. Maybe they won't notice the missing rice.
Did Padma just move to Albuquerque?
Oh, meth. So then for sweet/sour/heat, again, what the fuck is this? Date and tamarind chutney. And then for heat/pungent, he did chicken korai. And then for sweet, this is so cool. On my phone, I just slid my finger up against this picture, and look what it did.
Highlighted
to it.
the text.
No, it's like circling the Do you see the light going around the image of my computer that I took a picture of?
Oh, yeah. Oh, because
what does that do?
You can make a cutout with that.
How do I do it?
Okay, hold down your thumb and then press copy.
Oh,
press copy. Does it give you like a copy thing?
Yeah.
And then like just text it to me.
Oh.
Say text.
My God.
Yeah.
I can't believe this. Sorry, everybody.
It's a fun little thing. Here, I'm going to do one.
I love when we learn new things just randomly like this.
I mean, who would have thought?
That is... No, it didn't work. Oh, it did work. That is so cool.
Isn't that so
So can I
cool?
get rid of Photoshop now? Because that shit's expensive.
Well, get rid of whatever you want. Here, I'm gonna do one for you. Guess what I'm gonna send you? I can't wait to send you something.
A mold of Padma.
Wow, it's not working for me. That's too bad. I guess I'm just not famous enough.
Yeah, you're too poor. All right, let's get back to the recap because no one wants to listen to this bullshit. So, Buddha serves and he's missing a plate.
Am I missing a plate?
Am I missing a plate? Like, she is so mad.
Well, there's one plate that's missing. Where is it? Let me count this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3. Did you put an actual panhandle on my thali?
This is why I've insisted I wouldn't sit next to Gail anymore. Gail, give me back my plate. And Buddha's like, sorry, it was me. There's just so much going on. I might have strained that for a little I'm not. He looks terrified, which is rare for him, right? So Padma's like, well, he didn't look confident, and his plate is not reading confident.
Yeah, he's like a poor who just served a celebrity a poor version of a celebrity meal. Not confident at all.
So his rice is fucked up, and Ozma also says he uses too much tamarind, and Gail's like, but I did like the pudding. And she's like, wow, what a shocker, Gail. Okay.
Wow. Gail Fresh Pudding Simmons.
You can call gasoline a pudding, and Gail would knock it back at the gas station.
Uh-oh, something's burning in the kitchen. Gabri burnt his lentils. Lentils take like 20 minutes. What happened over there?
I don't know. Poor guy. So he's like, oh my God, I'm going to try and fry some eggplant now, and this is going to be too simple. And Victoire also overcooks her rice.
They're disasters.
Well, that does suck when you're making a million things and you have to remember the rice. But that's why you have a little timer. Like, aren't they allowed to use timers that say like, bleep, your rice timer is done?
No, they probably don't have that. I don't know.
Maybe it's against the law. I don't know.
Yeah.
So Victoire
it is
serves.
the country's mourning.
Yeah, the queen was like, there will be no timers until my ghost comes back to say it's allowed again.
Oh, the clocks must stop for the queen.
So Victoire serves, and I guess I've started a trend. Let me get back.
Sorry, I sent you a text of the picture that I did as a cutout.
Wow. So Victoire, look in a second. Victoire, for salty, she did rice with saffron, which a lot of people did. This is like the third one we've seen. For heat, lamb with coriander. For sweet, yogurt with mango. For pungent, onion and cucumber salad with coriander and, spoiler alert, no seasoning at all.
No salt.
For bitter, Gail in a bikini store. Okra with moringa. And for sour, red lentil dal.
I'd also like to nominate for bitter that queen with the pussy bow who left early. Well, he didn't leave early. I just kicked him out before he could do an elimination challenge with me. Anyway, so...
Was that the picnic challenge guy?
No, I don't know. Remember that guy? He was like, wear the pussy bow. And he's like, this is not a biscuit.
Yeah, this is not a biscuit.
That's what he was bitter about. Sorry, everyone.
He's like, thanks a lot. He's like, thanks for making cake.
Well, to be fair, Tom took dough and froze it and served it like a biscuit.
This is so good, you guys. Ben sent me a cutout of a Carvel ice cream. That's so great. The future really is right fucking now.
Future is here. It's like our phones are like the BMW X3 Talenti layers of phones. So, hi, Victoire. Okay, so Victoire, Did you season your salad? I'm not even going to ask if you meant to not season it. I'm just asking you straight up. Did you season your salad?
Victoire, have you seen my taste buds? Have they fallen on the floor? Because I can't seem to tell if your salad is seasoned. And Gail's like, yeah, and the cauliflower has a sharp bitterness, and I like that as a contrast to the non-seasoning, Gail. Wow, thanks.
And then Tom just goes, yeah, that's great, but like the rice is overcooked. I mean, that's fine, Gail. Whatever you're saying, I can't really hear you with all that schmutz in your face. Good. That was a good attempt, Tom. Yeah, but the rice is overcooked. Padma goes,
I mean, I understand not seasoning things, but did you season things? Because he's unseasoned.
I mean, Couch Number is seasoned. I mean, she said she has a really hard time tolerating any spice, but I mean, salt, for crying out loud. How'd she even get on this show?
And one of the guys is like, yes, she's not comfortable with it, and you can tell. She's made it difficult to get a balance. A balance. That was my word of the day. Please put a balanced dollar in the balance jar, sir. That's me who gets to say balance.
You know, when you're not comfortable with spice, then you don't connect with it. Yes, that's like Gail with fashion.
One time I put a W magazine in front of her, and she just broke out in hives.
Well, she thought it was one half of an upside-down M&M.
She said, please tell me what happened to the other M&M. She was contacting milk crate companies just to put a picture on the back to find her dear friend, the other M.
She wrote a sternly written letter to the Mars Corporation saying, Dear Mars, I don't approve of your square M&Ms that have dropped the other M and are made of paper.
Please stop printing more than M on your M&Ms.
I mean, she still ate it, but she didn't like it.
Tom G is next. He's like, I'm living the dream. So he comes out and he serves. He did salty / sweet / pungent. These fucking cheaters. Why are they not called out for this? His is spiced rice, which is kind of what everybody's doing for their salty at this point. Then for heat, he did coriander and mint chutney. Then for sour, he did dal. And then salty, he did kadi koshimbir.
Kadi koshimbir? Yeah, I think so. And then a chicken masala, and then a gajar ka halwa. Hallway? It's not hallway, Tom. So Asma's like, you know, it is very brave to make halwa in this type of time pressure, which is her way of saying, this sucks.
This sucks. Yeah, like, why don't you just send out a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you fuck?
Did my husband make this? Does anyone know?
This is bad enough for me to marry you.
Like, at this point, whoever is married to you is going to become an amazing chef after they have this halwa.
So they're like, well, you know, the masala texture is good. And Gail goes, I am getting raw spice. Oh, Gail, stop complaining. A date's a date. Am I right?
Gail, they're not accepting any more girls in the Spice Girls. I'm sorry, raw spice just won't cut it. So then one guy is like, you know, the doll is playing a big role when it really should be a side. I know. Hashtag Gail doing Top Chef Amateurs. Am I right?
Yeah. Anything else to add, doll? Okay, Gail. So Sarah's like, victory, I did it. God, this is fucking good. This is going to be great. And Gabriel's still rushing around going crazy back there. And he's pan-searing scallops at the very last minute because he didn't get
he can't do the foie gras. But the foie gras looks like it's sort of being prepared. It looks like the foie gras is all completely wasted, right? Like it's just unused foie gras.
It looks like a huge amount, first of all, of foie.
I hope they just like cooked it and did something and just served it to the crew. Because it's like, how can you waste all?
Well, I think that after every episode of this show, like, they must do a big crew feed.
Yeah, they must. So then,
someone's vacuuming out there.
Wow.
What, are we being the noisy ones?
Gail,
Great.
stop trying to eat things off the carpet in the hallway.
Wow, sounds like Gail heard about the continental breakfast.
It's like Gail after a movie lets out. Goodbye, popcorn. So Gabri is in such a rush that like he can't even strain his tamarind chutney, which is crazy. You're not gonna strain your tamarind because it doesn't have all sorts of seeds and stuff in it.
And Padma's like, hi, Gabri. Like, she likes him. And so he's serving tamarind and orange chutney, green mango, cucumber, and passion fruit salsa, scallops with encajuatado. Wait. Encacahuatado. and a coconut tamale, and rice with turmeric and cinnamon, and a fried aubergine for his salty.
You know, there were some things that I loved on his thali. What was that, Gail? Everything? God, you couldn't eat it fast enough.
I mean, the pico was good. I can't really figure out the scallop. Oh, yeah. Last time you ate those, it was as an ice cream topping at Yogurt Planet. This is how they're normally served.
And Ozma's like, you know, there's too much conflict of spices and the tamarind chutney. We would never. Just give it to Gail. She'll be fine with it.
His intentions are so good, but when we make tamarind chutney, we put it through a fine mash. And Tom C's like, well, everything tells me we ran out of time. There was no time left. That's what it tells me. I'll bet you anything. Donuts $2. Don't say that in front of Gail. Look at her. She's already on the floor looking for the donuts you hid.
Well, you know, just like my son with his career prospects, everything tells me he ran out of time.
So Sarah's next, and she's like, this is my heart and soul, so hopefully they'll love me for me. And Sarah serves, and she says these are flavors that she would see on a Southern American menu, and so she worked it with their flavors. And so they love the cauliflower. And Padma's like, oh my God, I loved her cucumber. Her version of thunder and lightning. So much better than Gail's, which is just like lifting up one leg and letting out a large fuss in my face.
Sarah, can you explain why there's a flattened crow on this thali?
And everyone really loved it. And Padma's like, well, I'd like to thank all of you non-fames for dining with us. It was great fun. I know the chefs enjoyed every minute of hearing you speak terribly about their food. On your way out, can everybody just say once together, we strain our tamarinds.
So now the stew room has been turned back over to a place for the chefs to commiserate, and Mar's asking how everything went for everyone, and Buddha's saying how he wasn't happy with his rice and everything, and he's like, "Oh, I think my name will definitely be on the chopping block, which is convenient because I have a mold of a chopping block that says Buddha on it, and I made some gelatin in it." And he's like, "And I was thinking about LCK and fighting my way back into the competition." I'm like, don't call it LCK. It's Last Chance Kitchen. It's not an airport.
Yeah, he's like, I'll be back in LCK tomorrow. I'm like, wow, you got the lingo down. So Padma's like, so, for many of you, the flavors may have been new, but you rise to the occasion. And Asma's like, you made it your own, and I'm so proud of you. Each of you is way worthier than a man who can't cook. Congratulations.
I'm proud of you also for being too dumb to realize how embarrassed you should be right now.
All right, Sarah, Ollie, and Amar, please stay here. And Sarah's like, oh no, congratulations, you're the top.
Sarah.
You're the Coliseum. You're the top. You're the Louvre Museum. You're a melody from a symphony by Strauss. You're
a reference from a country that Sarah's never been to.
Sorry, I got a little Cole Porter in my mind suddenly. I think it's because we were on Broadway this week. Go ahead, Ben.
Sarah, I think you had a lot of sense of play. I thought that the thali wrapped in a giant skunk was really fun. And you were willing to say, I don't know this cuisine, but I'm going to embarrass the culinary traditions of an entire country right now.
Serving us artichoke dip out of a raccoon hat. What an idea.
I thought the little squirrel paw coming out of the cucumber was a great reference to your panhandle roots.
That Davy Crockett. Wow, what a dish.
And Ozma's like, I felt excited. I felt this is someone who is cooking from her roots. No, she was actually just cooking the roots of a tree. That's what it was.
Now if only you could do your roots. Seriously, make an effort, Sarah. Am I right?
Gail's like, I really loved that dirty rice. Oh, yeah. Gail actually tried to clean it, which was strange. It's like, Gail, it's called dirty rice. It's not an instruction for you to do something about.
To Gail, dirty rice is rice that you've dropped on the floor and bent over to eat. Like a dog. So Ozma's like, I love the chutney. It reminds me of school canteen. Oh, it beautifully exemplified the flavors. And Ali's like, I tried my best to repeat the tradition. And you see, he was right. That chutney killed it.
Killed it. So, Amar, obviously you had an extra half an hour more, and I don't think you're standing here because of that extra half an hour. I'll tell you that much. You're standing here. I don't actually know why you're standing here. You're not famous. Get out of here.
He's like, this is the first day that I use all of my tasting spoons. Wow, really? Gail could write an Encyclopedia Brown on that one, right, Gail?
Well, you and Sarah could do a symphony yourselves, all those spoons. You know what I mean? Get your thighs ready.
So they loved his crab. It was perfect. The shrimp was perfectly cooked. And Tom's like, well, you know what? You said you had fun with it. And, you've shown that when you have a fun time cooking, you nail it, so it's a great job. Unfortunately, no one in my family had a fun time going to school for anything worthy of their time. But I'm glad you did, so that was fun.
Apparently, no one in my family had a fun time learning the lessons of a wonderful, wizened old chef who had generations of great food to carry on the craft name. Apparently, they had fun making Long Island iced teas. So, different strokes for different folks.
And so Amar wins. And he's like, I can't believe it. I'm Dominican. We're eating like plantains and like beans and stuff. And like now I'm doing Indian for Padma. Grand slam. I'm at a point now where I believe I belong here. I was like, well,
you don't.
You
don't, because I'm breathing the same air as you. Maybe a different room, though.
You know what? You do belong here, but I don't. Excuse me.
Hold on. Let me step into my elevator that takes me to anywhere else in the world. Oh, that's better.
Could someone jetpack me the fuck out of here? Thank you.
So now Buddha, Gabri, and Victoire are in the bottom.
You had a least favorite, Charlie's, and one of you will be sent to the hole. Buddha.
I want to know how the day went for you, Buddha. Obviously terrible. Wow. Here, not only is this the saddest day in the history of England, but then you had to ruin it even more with your shitty rice.
He's like, the rice got me. I overthought it. And Tom's like, oh, so you're not surprised. You're not surprised to be here. No, you're not surprised. I'm not surprised. I should be surprised. I'm really not surprised. You know what? I don't know why. I'm just not surprised anymore. Really by anything. Do you have a degree in something? That I'm surprised by. Congratulations. Do you have a proud father? Whoa. Congratulations. I don't. Not surprised by that either. Wow.
And what happened to my chicken? You forgot a dish on my dolly. There was no dish. I mean, talk about Union Jack. I was Union Jacked right there. No dish.
She goes, oh, I own that. She's like, please don't talk about owning things in front of Sarah. Say you take responsibility. So Tom's like, well, the chutney, that was a tamarind puree. It didn't have a lot of background flavors. You know what I mean? I mean, who's supporting the chutney? Where are they? Was chutney alone on the stage? Was it a solo number? I thought this was an ensemble piece. So didn't love that. Gabri, please explain yourself. And he's like, well, first I burned the beans. And she goes, what kind of beans? And he goes, black beans. And she goes,
Hold on one second. I'm getting a call from my dear friend Daniel Day-Lewis. Oh, hello, Daniel. Oh, by the way, did you hear it? He burned black beans. He says, oh.
Wait, hold on. Someone's on the other line. Edward James Olmos. Can you believe that Gabri forgot his black bean? Oh. See, even EJO's upset about it.
Hold on one second. I'm getting an urgent phone call from Elizabeth Perkins. Hi, Elizabeth. Yeah, you heard about the black beans? I know. Hold on. She says, oh.
Wait, Elizabeth Perkins, you're getting another call from Edward James Olmos? Oh, my God, the whole town's on fire.
Hold on, it's Mary McDonald. Hi, Mary. Yes, I know. Your co-star, Edward James Olmos, was on. He told you? Yeah. Hold on. She says, oh.
So, Gabri, yeah. So then he's like, and then I burned my lentils. And Asma's like, oh, so much went wrong. And the scallop, that just felt like you just dumped it onto a dish. And he's like, well, I was planning foie gras, but then scallops were the easiest because I couldn't get the foie gras done either. Okay. I'm sorry. But this is like the 5th time I've said this. I love Gabri seems so sweet. How is Gabri not sent home right now?
I don't know.
Immediately. He didn't finish anything. Like
I'm going to say this is going to be Gail's fault. We'll get to it, but this is Gail's fault.
It is Gail's fault. You know, Gail comes through with like one strong opinion every once in a while, and I think they give it to her.
They just
and
let
I
her have
think they
it.
do it to spite Padma, because every time Padma tries to do it, they don't give it to her, and she's tried pulling it like 3 times in a row, and they don't ever listen to her.
Sorry, I'm still having my black bean moment. Anyway.
You burnt beans, you burnt lentils, you didn't make your foie, and you just put shitty scallops.
This point, at what point do you just say you're just serving Cheez-Its and potato chips and just be like...
Yes, and also, like, one of the only things they liked was his pico. He does that every fucking week. Like, that doesn't count. I'm sorry, but this ending pissed me off.
My biggest problem was with the tamarind chutney. We never serve tamarind in any form without cleaning it. Stupid person.
You didn't clean the tamarind. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, that's bad. That's
already.
like bad. That's bad.
So Gail's like, Victoire. So, and she does that squinty eyes thing. And she goes, Victoire, did you get all of the flavors that you wanted onto your plate? Was this all on purpose, or was this some kind of misguided joke that the rest of us aren't getting? Explain yourself. I'll have a smile and a squint on while you do it.
You were so close, Gail. I believe what Gail was trying to say was, did you mean to not season your salad? And Victoire was like, well, for me, it was a lesson today to make balance in the right way with the spicy. Well... The lamb made a little bit like Gail's hair, dry and tough.
Oh my gosh. The rice was basically like Gail's last pair of Spanx, broken. And then Alice was like, and you overkilled on the saffron, and it just becomes medicinal almost. And Tom's like, yeah, and the onion and cucumber, no seasoning on that. I mean, that was as bland can be. And I'm a white guy that looks like a thumb.
Not even fedoras want to stay on me. So now they're back to the stew room, and so they're all like sort of like in shock, just talking and like commiserating, etc. So now the judges.
Thanks so much. Now, is every date Gail ever had in high school promised but never came through on? We'll call you back. Seth.
Guys, Victoire's rice was clumpy and broken. Ozma, would you like to try something with a Gail joke here?
She killed it with the saffron. Wow. Nice job, loser.
Well,
you suck at this job, Asma.
Wow, you're like your husband when it comes to cooking, but with humor.
So then she's like, lamb isn't cooked properly. The cucumber's not seasoned. My God, why don't you just shoot me in the face? So let's talk about Buddha next. And they loved his dessert. And
yes.
Gail's like, Buddha had the best dessert of the day, even though there were flaws with everything else, including not giving me my chicken curry. Hello.
What, did the chicken curry drive on the wrong side of the street and get run over? Why didn't I have it?
What's a chicken curry in a hurry? I'm just having a rhyming kind of a day, everybody.
Why did the chicken curry cross the street to not get to my plate?
Why did the chicken curry cross the road? Because Gail was after it. Why else? It's in Mexico by now, still terrified. It's changed its name to Chicken Slurry, just to not be found.
Hey, why'd the chicken curry cross the street? Because it heard that someone burnt some black beans. Oh, the memory.
Tom's like, yeah, and he really fucked his rice. Padma's like, and I will never forget that chutney. I'd like to call that what-knee?
Yeah, to me, it was more like a ketchup. Well, you would know, considering you always have it off of your lips every time you walk into a room.
You're the only one I know who carries little ketchup packets in their purse.
By the way, be careful of Gail's makeup. It's just smudged ketchup. When people say you've got rosy cheeks, they should also taste them.
So Padma's like, oh, and Gabri, he had major problems with time management and bean management. Am I right?
All together, everyone. Oh.
Well, at least he had something we could say was the best version of something. The chumber. Yeah, the chumber.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious that Gabri should be sent him. I would like to say something. Buddha gave us one dish that was undeniably delicious, and Gabri gave us the best kachumber, undeniably delicious. Just curious, was there something Victoire gave us that was undeniably delicious? And they're all like, whoa, Gail.
Gail just came out too hard, and I got pissed.
I know.
I normally like Gail, and I get it. Victoire's food sucked, but Gabri sucked too, and I
Gabri's
just
a
think I
disaster.
think there's more promise with Victoire.
Yeah.
But we'll see, you know.
All right, chefs. Well, guess what? It's always exciting to learn somebody else's cuisine, like your father's perhaps, and somebody else's culture, also like your father's. And it's just part of what we do. And it's difficult because we're learning something new, and a lot of mistakes today are just basic cooking mistakes. One dolly was just not as good as the rest, or as I like to say, something to go home for making like literally the worst dish we ever had in our lives.
And we learn, you know, like in real life. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad, but the world goes round. And sometimes you lose every nickel you had, but the world goes round. Sometimes your heart gets broken to pieces, but that doesn't matter at all. All that matters is don't become a goddamn mixologist. I mean, come on. Even Liza Minnelli almost said it in a song.
You know what?
Padma?
You know what? Some dishes can and some dishes can don't.
Padma?
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 Victoire, please pack your knives and know that Gail made this decision for us. Blame her, not us.
And Victoire is actually really cool about it. She's really happy. She's like, I refuse to be sad about this. I don't see this as the beginning. I was so lucky to be here and do this, and to do this as a black woman and an African chef and a mother of 41 years old. This is the proudest moment of my life. And I just fucking love this lady. I love her.
It's like all of our favorites are going down one after the other. It's like, what's her face? Begonia, Canada's Smile, Victoire. There was another one that was one of our favorites, not Dale, but there was another one in there that we loved. It's just like they're all falling by the wayside. I'm not happy about it.
I still love Sarah. I like,
Sarah.
Buddha's annoying, and I do get that it's annoying that he keeps winning too, and that's not really fair to like be annoyed with somebody because they're so good. But I do get I'm getting a little annoyed with him, but I still really like him. I'm a fan. I like Tom. I kind of rooting for Tom because he seems kind of underdogish.
Yeah, I mean, I like them all. All the people who are left are all really good. But
Sarah's got my vote.
Sarah and Victoire were like my favorites. So now I'm like just scared because I feel like all my favorites, which also happen to be like ladies, they're all just going away.
I think Sarah's got a really good chance. Sarah and Buddha, I think, probably have the best chances.
Yeah, and I think that, and they're definitely
maybe
setting
Ali.
up. I feel like they're also setting up Amar and Ali for the finals. Amar is definitely having a lot. Like, I'm
But
so
they can't
old
have
for
an
this.
all-American final. That would be
so
so
bad.
America, by the way, if we were like, we're going to host the first World All-Stars and kick everybody off except the Americans by the end. That would be so fucking us, you guys.
Well, God, I love doing this show. It was worth it. It was worth wedging it into our crazy schedule. But now we got to go take naps.
Yeah, we're gonna take naps, and this won't be posted till Monday either. So I'm sure we're already back and have had a great time this weekend. So thanks for everything you did for us, DC. Also, get rid of some of these columns. You're embarrassing yourselves. We love you guys. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Dana C. Dana Do. She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson.
You're never alone with Lacey Monteleone.
Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg, you can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh. She's Jill Hirsch.
My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly. It's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters. Nancy Cease and Desisto.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
Ruru LaRue.
She's the queen bee. It's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.